Wherever you are, Michael.
Sounded good. From the top. Now that's rock and roll.
Michael, rated PG-13, in theaters April 24th.
Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and coming at you with another movie review. And this review is going to be on Michael. And the film stars Jaafar Jackson, Colman Domingo, Nia Long, and Miles Teller. And of course, this is the biopic on Michael Jackson, which this is a film that I was looking forward to after watching the trailer. You know, I am a fan of Michael Jackson's music, always listened to his music all the time, whether it was on the radio or, you know, some people in my family put on his music. Michael Jackson's music I, always listen to. And it's a film directed by Antoine Fuqua, which the only Antoine Fuqua film I watched before this was The Equalizer, the first film. Haven't got a chance to see the second one or the third one, but I enjoyed The Equalizer. You know, Denzel Washington was good in it. Haven't seen Training Day, which I hear is really good. The Replacement Killers, his first film, I heard was good as well. Brooklyn's Finest, I've heard pretty good things about. Southpaw, another film that I've heard, good things about. But Michael, I just got done watching the film, and I loved it. I thought this was a really good biopic on Michael Jackson's rise to fame. And yes, there are some points where you could tell like they couldn't put, a lot of stuff in the film. It all comes down to the Jackson estate, which, tells them, if they want to use certain stuff or not. Though, but it was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. And pretty much basically what the film is about is it follows, Michael Jackson, played by Jaafar Jackson, which who is Michael Jackson's nephew. And it's just about Michael Jackson and his involvement, from the 1960s, when he was with his brothers in the Jackson 5, all the way up to the 1980s, when he goes on the Bad Tour. So it's just that timeline that the film follows from 1966, when the film opens, to 1988, when it concludes with the Bad Tour. And it just shows, Michael Jackson and his brothers, their family life. Their father, Joseph Jackson, played by Coleman Domingo, is a steel worker. He is also, of course, the agent to his sons. And we see them, rehearsing. And they are signed with Motown. And their albums, are topping the charts. And the founder of Motown, Berry Gordy, sees more potential in Michael as a huge star. And right from there, it goes into the 70s, him creating his first solo album called Off the Wall. It touches also on him getting the nose job. And then, it shows him, being fascinated with Neverland and him, loving Disney because you see he has like Mickey Mouse and all certain properties from Disney. And also it goes into, him, shooting the Thriller music video, and, he's having difficulty, naming that album. And it also shows, when he shot the Pepsi commercial and he got burned, in the back of his head, his hair caught on fire. It shows that. And, it shows, the final show with the Jackson 5 at Dodger Stadium, which that was really cool. So it touches the timelines, from 1966 all the way up to 1988. And that's pretty much basically, what the plot to the film is about. But Jaafar Jackson, him playing Michael, I thought he was absolutely great, portraying his, his uncle. And without a doubt, I could see possibly Jaafar being up for a Best Actor Oscar, maybe. I could see this film, being nominated for some Oscars, maybe Best Picture, and maybe Best Cinematography, Best Screenplay. But I'm predicting though. But I hope that it gets some Oscars, at next year's Oscars. The young Michael Jackson, who was played by Juliano Krue Valdi, he did a really awesome job portraying young Michael Jackson. He had the voice of Michael. It was really good. Colman Domingo as Joseph Jackson, very good. Hopefully he gets nominated for an Oscar as well. Very good performance from Colman Domingo, where we see, him as Joseph. He's a very strict father to his sons. And Nia Long plays Catherine, Michael's mother. She was, really good as well. I like, some of the chemistry that Nia Long and Jaafar Jackson, had in, later scenes, a mother-son, relationship. So it was pretty cool. Miles Teller's in the film, and he plays John Branca, who becomes Michael's lawyer and also manager. And I like seeing Miles Teller in the film. Really enjoy Miles Teller as an actor. You also have a little appearance from Mike Myers in the film, where he plays Walter Yetnikov, who is the president of CBS Records, the record label that Michael Jackson was with. And it was really cool to see Mike Myers there. It's just a small little role for one scene, but it was cool seeing him. You also have Lorenz Tate, who plays Barry Gordy, who was the music producer and the president of Motown. But if you're a fan of Michael Jackson, definitely check out this film. It is really good. I loved it. It's probably my favorite film of the year so far. It's probably my number one favorite film of the year. That will probably change maybe, but who knows? But I really loved the film. It's 2 hours and 7 minutes worth of goodness. And also, forgot to mention it. It shows Michael Jackson, lining up these guys and them dancing to Beat It. And it also shows, Michael getting, his chimp, Bubbles. So you see all that in the film, but very good. Check out Michael. Loved it. It's a really good movie. And if you're a fan of Michael Jackson, you will definitely be impressed with this film. And yes, it will be a part 2 of the film. If, this film does well, which I know it's going to do well. But really, I'm looking forward to part 2 when it gets done. We'll touch from where we left off with the Bad Tour into the 90s, and then probably go into the 2000s up until Jackson's death. But check out Michael. But anyway, that's it for my review of Michael. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this review. If you like what you see, smack the like button, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned tomorrow morning for part 2 of episode 7 of Saturday Morning Rewind. It'll be up at 10 a.m. Eastern, so be on the lookout for that, and I'll see you all later.